My wife stared at me from across our bedroom, a gold star-shaped pimple patch gleaming on her cheekbone like a tiny accusation. You think I'm embarrassing? Her voice was flat. That's not what I said. I gripped the edge of our dresser, my dress shirt half-buttoned, my sister's wedding invitation propped against the mirror. I just think maybe for Sarah's wedding. You think I look ridiculous? I'd been married to Claire for 16 years. I knew when an argument was really about something else. And this wasn't about the damn pimple patches. It was about our daughter crying in my car 3 days ago, begging me not to tell her mother why she didn't want to go to the wedding anymore. My name is Ben Mitchell. I'm 41 years old, and this is the story of how a box of star-shaped pimple patches nearly destroyed my family. Let me back up a little. Claire has battled cystic acne since she was 14. Deep, painful breakouts that left scars both visible and invisible. By the time we met at 25, she'd tried everything. Dermatologists, medications, diets that eliminated everything except misery. Nothing worked permanently. When those hydrocolloid pimple patches hit the market, they were a game-changer for her. Not a cure, but relief. Healing. She could wear them overnight, wake up with inflammation reduced, and her skin calmer. Then someone started making them in fun shapes. Stars, hearts, flowers. Claire bought a box of stars on a whim. Wore them to school one day because she'd had a brutal breakout and figured why hide what everyone could already see. That afternoon, she came home glowing. 3 girls came to my classroom after the bell, she told me, unpacking groceries with unusual energy. They wanted to know where I got the patches. One of them, Emily, she's had acne for 2 years and hides in the bathroom during lunch. She asked if I thought the stars would work for her. Claire pulled out her phone, showing me a photo. 15 teenage girls, all wearing star-shaped patches, grinning at the camera in her classroom. They started a club, she said, eyes wet. They're calling it the Star Squad. I fell in love with my wife all over again that night. She wore those patches everywhere after that. Grocery store, parent-teacher conferences, dinner with friends. Most people didn't comment. The ones who did usually asked where to buy them. I meant it when I told her she looked cute. The stars suited her confidence, her refusal to perform perfection for a world that demanded it. But then our daughter Mia started breaking out. 13 is brutal enough without inheriting your mother's skin condition. Mia went from smooth-faced kid to painful cystic breakouts seemingly overnight. Genetic lottery at its cruelest. Claire tried everything to help. Gentle skincare routines, dermatologist appointments, the same patches that worked for her. She was patient, understanding, encouraging. Mia hated all of it. Not the treatment, of course, but the visibility. Mom doesn't care if people see, Mia told me one afternoon while Claire was at work. She was lying on the couch with an ice pack pressed to her jaw where a particularly nasty cyst had formed. But I do. I sat on the coffee table, careful not to crowd her. Your mom spent years hiding. She just doesn't want you to feel like you have to. Well, I do have to. Mia's voice cracked. Boys at school already call me pizza face. I don't need anyone else noticing. My hands clenched into fists. Who? Give me names. Dad, no. She sat up, ice pack dripping. That makes it worse. I just want to be invisible until this goes away. It might not go away for a while, sweetie. I know. She looked at me with eyes too old for 13. That's what I'm afraid of. 3 weeks later, my sister Sarah called about her wedding. Can't wait to see you guys, she said, her voice bright with bride energy. Mia's growing up so fast. I bet she's gorgeous. I glanced at Mia doing homework at the kitchen table, one hand unconsciously covering the left side of her face where a fresh breakout clustered. She's beautiful, I said, meaning it. After I hung up, Mia approached me slowly. Dad, about Aunt Sarah's wedding. What about it? She twisted her hands together. Is Mom planning to wear her patches? I don't know. Probably. Why? Mia's face crumpled. Everyone's going to stare at her. Which means they'll stare at me. All your relatives I haven't seen in years, they're going to notice Mom's face, then notice mine, and I'll have to stand there while they whisper about how we both have the same gross skin. Mia. Please don't tell Mom I said that. Panic flashed across her face. She'll think I'm ashamed of her. I'm not. I can't handle everyone looking at us like we're the before pictures in some acne commercial. She ran upstairs before I could respond. I stood in our kitchen, my sister's wedding invitation stuck to the fridge with a magnet shaped like Illinois, and realized I was trapped. Tell Claire, and Mia would feel betrayed. Don't tell Claire, and she'd walk into my sister's wedding covered in gold stars without understanding why our daughter had locked herself in the bathroom crying. I made a choice. The wrong one, as it turned out. I decided to handle it myself. The next evening, I found Claire in our bathroom applying a fresh star patch to her chin. Hey, so, about Sarah's wedding. She glanced at me in the mirror. Can you believe it's finally happening? Sarah and Marcus have been engaged for 3 years. Yeah, wild. I leaned against the doorframe, trying to look casual. Listen, I was thinking maybe for the wedding you could, skip the patches? Just for that day. Her hand froze halfway to her face. Skip them. Or use the clear ones? I know they make invisible versions. Claire set down the patch, turning to face me fully. Why? It's a wedding. Sarah's pretty traditional about stuff like that. Since when? Claire crossed her arms. Sarah got married in a courthouse last time. This is her second wedding and she's wearing a purple dress and combat boots. I hadn't thought that through. Sarah was about as traditional as a punk rock show. Still, I scrambled. It's her big day. Might be nice to be, less noticeable. Wrong words. So deeply wrong. Claire's expression shuttered. Less noticeable. That came out wrong. You think I'm embarrassing. It wasn't a question. No, God, no. I just think maybe one day without them wouldn't hurt. They help my skin heal, Ben. You know that. I know, but... But what? But it's fine for school, fine for the grocery store, fine for our house, but not fine for your family. She pushed past me out of the bathroom. I followed her into our bedroom where she started aggressively reorganizing her jewelry box. Claire, please listen. I have listened. For 16 years, I've listened to everyone's opinion about my face. Doctors, strangers, my own mother. I thought you were different. I am different. I love your face. You love my face when it's hidden. She whirled on me, eyes bright with tears she wouldn't let fall. You told me I looked cute in these patches. Was that a lie? No. You do look cute. I meant that. Then why can't I wear them to a wedding? Because our daughter is terrified people will stare at both of you and she'll want to disappear into the floor. I couldn't say it. Mia had begged me not to. So instead I said, I'm just worried about what people will think. Silence crashed through the room like a wave. Claire looked at me like I'd slapped her. What people will think, she repeated softly. About my medical condition. At your sister's wedding. That's not, I didn't mean. Get out. Claire. Get out of this room. Now. I left. Stood in the hallway like an idiot, listening to her cry through the door. Downstairs, Mia was making tea, headphones in, oblivious. I'd just blown up my marriage trying to protect my daughter from a problem I'd created by not being honest with either of them. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That night, I slept on the couch. Claire didn't come out of our room. The next morning, Saturday, 4 days before the wedding, I woke to Mia sitting on the coffee table staring at me. Mom won't talk to me, she said. What happened? I sat up, neck screaming from the terrible couch angle. We had a disagreement. About the wedding. My hesitation answered for me. Mia's face went pale. You told her what I said. No. I didn't. I swear. Then why is she upset? Because I asked her not to wear the patches without explaining why. Mia processed this. So she thinks you're ashamed of her. Basically. Because of me. No, because I handled this terribly. Mia stood, pacing our living room. I ruined everything. You didn't ruin anything. This is on me. I should talk to her. Mia. But she was already headed upstairs. I heard their door open. Muted voices. Then louder ones. Then Mia's door slamming. Then silence. Claire appeared on the stairs 20 minutes later, dressed for her morning run. She looked at me like I was a stranger. Mia told me everything. My stomach dropped. Claire. Our daughter has been suffering for weeks because she's afraid of being noticed. And instead of helping me understand that, you made me feel like a freak. I was trying to protect her privacy. By sacrificing mine. Her voice cracked. By letting me think my own husband was ashamed of me. I'm not ashamed. Then you should have trusted me enough to explain. She grabbed her keys. I'm going for a long run. When I get back, we're all going to talk. Honestly this time. She left. The door closed with a quiet click that felt like a gavel. I sat on the couch, head in my hands, and tried to figure out how I'd managed to hurt both of the people I loved most while trying to protect them from each other. Mia came downstairs an hour later. Her eyes were swollen from crying. Mom's really upset, she whispered. I know. She said I should never be ashamed of looking like her. I looked at my daughter. Really looked at her. 13 years old, skin breaking out in painful patterns, standing in our kitchen radiating misery. She's right, I said. But everyone's going to stare. Maybe. Probably. I stood, walking over to her. You know what else they're going to see. What? Two of the strongest women I know refusing to hide. Mia's lip trembled. I don't feel strong. I feel gross. Your mom felt gross at your age too. Hell, she felt gross at 30. You know what changed? What? She decided other people's comfort wasn't worth more than her own peace. I'm not there yet, Dad. I know, baby. And that's okay. You don't have to wear patches if you don't want to. You can wear makeup, you can not wear makeup, you can do whatever makes you feel like yourself. But your mom, she's already fought that battle. She's earned the right to exist exactly as she is. Mia nodded slowly. I told her I was sorry. What did she say? That she's sorry too. For not realizing how hard this has been for me. Fresh tears spilled over. Why is skin so complicated? I hugged her, feeling her shake against me. Because bodies are complicated. And people are judgmental. And being a teenage girl is basically psychological warfare. She laughed wetly. Yeah. But you know what? What? We're going to that wedding. All three of us. And whatever you want to wear on your face, patches, makeup, nothing, I'm going to stand next to you and dare anyone to say a word. What about Mom? Your mom's going to wear a whole constellation of gold stars if she wants to. And I'm going to tell everyone who asks that she's the most beautiful woman in the room. Do you really think that? I know that. Claire returned from her run flushed and sweaty and still angry, but willing to talk. We sat at the kitchen table. All three of us. I should have been honest from the start, I said. Mia, I'm sorry I didn't trust your mom with your feelings. Claire, I'm sorry I let you believe I was ashamed when the truth was I was just scared of handling this wrong. Which I then handled wrong anyway. Claire reached across the table, taking Mia's hand. Baby, I had no idea you were feeling this way. I didn't want you to think I was embarrassed of you. I could never think that. Claire's voice broke. But I need you to understand something. I wore those patches to school, not to make a statement. I wore them because I was tired of hiding. And those girls who started the Star Squad? They were tired too. I know, Mia whispered. I just wish I was as brave as you. You think I'm brave? Claire laughed, tears streaming. Mia, I'm terrified every single day. I wear these patches despite the fear, not without it. Really? Really? You know Mrs. Patterson, the vice principal who always looks perfect? She pulled me aside last month and asked where I bought my patches. Turns out she's had acne her whole life too. Just hides it better. Mia looked stunned. Mrs. Patterson. Everyone's fighting something, Claire said. The difference is whether we fight it alone or together. I watched my wife and daughter hold hands across our kitchen table, both of them crying, both of them healing something I couldn't fix with my stupid attempt at protection. So what do we do about the wedding? I asked. Claire looked at Mia. What do you want? Mia was quiet for a long moment. I want to not care what people think. That's a process, Claire said gently. What do you want right now? I want. Mia hesitated. I want to try wearing the patches. Just to see how it feels. Claire squeezed her hand. You sure? No. But maybe that's okay. That's very okay. They hugged. I sat there feeling like the world's most useless husband and father until they pulled me into it too. I'm still mad at you, Claire murmured against my shoulder. I know. You made me feel like I had to choose between my comfort and your family's approval. I know. I'm so sorry. Don't do it again. Never. I promise. She pulled back, looking at me seriously. Ben, I need you to understand something. I've spent my whole life being told my face is a problem to solve. By everyone. Doctors, family, strangers, magazines. When I finally found something that let me exist without shame, it was revolutionary. These stupid little stars gave me permission to take up space. I get that now. I should have gotten it before. Yeah, you should have. She wiped her eyes. But I also should have noticed Mia was struggling. We both messed up. Family tradition, I said weakly. She almost smiled. Almost. The days before the wedding passed in careful détente. Claire and Mia went shopping for dresses together. I overheard them in Mia's room one night, talking about skincare routines and which patches worked best for different types of breakouts. The morning of the wedding, I woke early to find Claire already awake, standing at our bathroom mirror. She was wearing star-shaped patches. 5 of them, scattered across her cheeks and forehead like a constellation. Too much? She asked, catching my eye in the reflection. Perfect amount. I'm nervous. Me too. Your sister's going to have opinions. Sarah always has opinions. Usually loud ones. Claire turned to face me. What if Mia changes her mind? Then she changes her mind. We adapt. What if people stare? Let them. They're missing out on the actual wedding trying to figure out what's on your face. She smiled, finally. Small but real. I love you, she said. Even when you're an idiot. I love you too. Especially when you're wearing stars. Mia appeared in our doorway wearing her new dress, navy blue and elegant. Her face was clear of patches. I couldn't do it, she said quietly. I tried. I put 3 on and just couldn't. Claire crossed the room, pulling Mia into a hug. That's completely okay. Really? Really? You get to decide what makes you comfortable. Always. You're still wearing yours. If that's okay with you. Mia nodded against Claire's shoulder. Yeah. It's okay. I think I like that you don't care. Oh, I care, Claire said. I just care more about being myself. We drove to the wedding venue in careful silence, each of us processing our own anxiety. Sarah had chosen a botanical garden in Oak Park, all glass conservatories and flowering trees. The ceremony was scheduled for 4. We arrived at 3:30 to find organized chaos, photographers, florists, guests in various states of formal dress. Sarah spotted us immediately, combat boots clicking across the stone pathway. You made it. She hugged Claire first, then pulled back. Oh, I love those. Where'd you get them? Claire blinked. The patches. Yes. Are those stars? I've been seeing them everywhere. One of my students wore hearts to graduation last month. Sarah taught art at a community college. They're so cute. I can send you a link, Claire managed, clearly thrown. Please do. Sarah turned to Mia. And you? When did you get so grown up? I swear you were 5 yesterday. Mia smiled shyly. Hi, Aunt Sarah. Love the dress. Very sophisticated. Sarah didn't even glance at Mia's face, didn't notice or comment on the acne that had been causing so much anguish. She just hugged her niece and moved on to the next crisis. Mom's freaking out about the flower arrangements. Can you believe it? At my 2nd wedding. You'd think she'd be calmer this time. She whirled away in a cloud of purple tulle and stress. Claire looked at me. That was anticlimactic. Yeah. I worked myself into a panic for nothing. Not nothing. You set a boundary. You chose yourself. We chose ourselves, she corrected, pulling Mia close. The ceremony was beautiful. Sarah and Marcus exchanged vows under a pergola dripping with wisteria while their 7-year-old daughter served as flower girl and ring bearer simultaneously. During the reception, various relatives approached us. Some asked about Claire's patches with genuine curiosity. Some didn't mention them at all. My mother complimented Mia's dress and asked about school. No one stared. No one whispered. Or if they did, it wasn't loud enough to matter. At one point, I found Claire and Mia standing together at the dessert table, both of them laughing at something. What's funny? I asked. Mrs. Bennet just asked Mom if her stars were a new jewelry trend, Mia said, grinning. She wanted to know if they came in silver. What did you tell her? I asked Claire. That they're available in all colors and I'd email her a link. Claire was glowing, not from clear skin but from joy. She said they'd look perfect with her holiday sweaters. Mia grabbed a chocolate-covered strawberry. I think I want to try wearing them next week. Yeah. Just at home first. Maybe to the mall. We'll see. We'll see is good, Claire said. We'll see is progress. I watched them together, my wife in her gold stars and my daughter in her careful courage, and realized this was never about patches or weddings or other people's opinions. It was about giving each other permission to exist exactly as we are, acne and all. Later that night, back home with sore feet and full hearts, Claire found me in our bedroom. Thank you, she said. For what? I nearly ruined everything. For learning. She sat beside me on the bed. For listening when Mia told you the truth, even when you handled it badly. For standing next to me today even though you were worried. I'll always stand next to you. Even with stars on my face. Especially with stars on your face. She kissed me, soft and sure. From down the hall, we heard Mia's music playing. Some pop song about being yourself. She's going to be okay, Claire whispered. Because of you. Because of us. The next morning, Sunday, I found Mia in the bathroom applying one small gold star to her chin. How's it feel? I asked. She studied herself in the mirror. Weird. Visible. Want to take it off? No. She squared her shoulders. I want to see how long I can stand it. She made it through breakfast. Then through a trip to Target where exactly one person noticed, a kid around 5 who asked if she was a superhero. Something like that, Mia told him. By evening, she'd forgotten it was there. Claire found me on the couch, watching Mia do homework at the kitchen table, the star still visible on her chin. We did it, Claire said quietly. Did what? Gave her permission to try. That's all we can do, really. Give her tools and permission and get out of the way. When'd you get so wise? Around the time I married a man who needed constant reminding that love means trusting people with hard truths. Ouch. But accurate. She wasn't wrong. I'd learned something through this mess. Protection and honesty aren't opposites. You can't truly protect someone by hiding difficult truths. You can only protect them by giving them information, support, and the space to make their own choices. Even when those choices are scary. Especially then. 6 months later, Mia wore star patches to her 8th grade graduation. Not because Claire pressured her. Not because it was required. Because she wanted to. Emma from Mom's school started at my school this year, she told me while getting ready. She wears hearts. I figured stars would be our thing. Your thing. Yeah. Like a club. The Star Squad, middle school edition. She said it so casually, like it wasn't the bravest thing I'd ever heard. At the ceremony, I sat between Claire and my mother, watching Mia walk across the stage to receive her certificate. The gold star on her cheek caught the auditorium lights. Someone behind us whispered, "Is that a sticker on her face?" Claire tensed beside me. Before I could respond, another voice answered, "They're pimple patches. My daughter wears them too. They really help with healing." Oh, how cute. Stars. I think she's starting a trend. Claire relaxed, her hand finding mine. See? I whispered. Just like you said. People don't care as much as we think. Some people care. Some people will always care. But not the people who matter. No, she agreed. Not them. After the ceremony, Mia found us in the crowd, still wearing her star. I didn't even think about it today, she said, wonder in her voice. The whole time I was up there, I forgot it was visible. That's the goal, Claire said, pulling her close. Not caring becomes automatic eventually. Eventually. Well, I still have bad days. Days where I want to hide. But they're rarer now. And when they come, I remember that hiding never made me happier. Just smaller. Mia nodded, processing this. Then she looked at me. Thanks for trying to protect me, Dad. Even though you did it wrong. I laughed, surprised. Thanks for forgiving me for doing it wrong. Family tradition, she said, echoing my words from months ago. That night, the three of us sat on our back porch watching fireflies blink in the darkness. Claire wore pajamas and 2 stars. Mia wore 1, applied without hesitation after her shower. I wore nothing but gratitude. You know what's funny? Claire said. I almost cancelled my star squad because I thought Mia was embarrassed. Really? Really. I was going to quietly stop wearing them to school, switch to makeup, pretend it never happened. What changed your mind? You. She looked at me. Even in the middle of handling everything wrong, you kept saying you thought I looked cute. And I realized if my husband could see past the patches to me, then maybe I was asking the wrong question. What was the right question? Not will people judge me, but why do I care if they do? She smiled. Turns out when you stop performing for other people, you have a lot more energy for yourself. Mia leaned against her mother's shoulder. I want that. You'll get there, Claire promised. The fact that you're trying means you're already closer than you think. Even with setbacks. Especially with setbacks. Progress isn't linear, baby. Some days you'll wear 10 stars. Some days you'll wear none. Both are okay. We sat in comfortable silence, watching the fireflies dance. I thought about that morning in our bedroom when I'd asked Claire not to wear patches to the wedding. How I'd been so certain I was protecting everyone when really I was just afraid. Afraid of judgment. Afraid of conflict. Afraid of doing the hard work of honest conversation. The irony was that my fear had created exactly what I'd hoped to avoid. Hurt feelings, damaged trust, and a family crisis that took weeks to repair. But we did repair it. Not perfectly. Not without scars. But we survived my mistake by doing what I should have done from the start. Talking openly, listening honestly, and trusting each other with difficult truths. Ben. Claire's voice pulled me back to the present. Yeah. Stop overthinking. I can hear it from here. How'd you know? Because you get that face. The one where you're mentally writing your apology for something that happened months ago. She wasn't wrong. I'm just thinking about how differently I'd handle things now. Of course you would. That's called growth. She squeezed my hand. The point isn't to never mess up. The point is to learn from it. Did you learn anything? Mia asked me. I thought about it. Really thought. I learned that silence doesn't protect anyone, I said finally. I learned that trust means having hard conversations, not avoiding them. And I learned that the people I love are stronger than my fear. That's pretty good, Dad. Thanks. I've had time to think about it. A firefly landed on the porch railing between us, glowing soft and golden. Make a wish, Claire said. On a firefly. Why not? We're making up rules as we go anyway. I closed my eyes, thinking about wishes. About what I wanted for my family. Not perfection. That was impossible. Not flawless skin or conflict-free relationships or easy answers. Just this, the courage to be honest, even when honesty is hard. The strength to trust each other with our fears. And the wisdom to know that love isn't about protecting people from life's difficulties. It's about standing beside them while they face those difficulties head-on. I opened my eyes. The firefly was gone. What did you wish for? Mia asked. Can't tell you. It won't come true. That's birthday candles, Claire said. Fireflies are different. You're supposed to share. I looked at my wife and daughter, both wearing gold stars, both brave in ways I was still learning to recognize. I wished for more nights like this, I said. where we're honest and messy and together. Claire smiled. That's a good wish. The best wish, Mia agreed. And for once, I didn't second-guess myself. I just sat there with my family, grateful for fireflies and gold stars and second chances. Grateful most of all that I'd learned the hardest lesson of all, that protecting the people you love means trusting them to be strong, even when you're scared they'll get hurt. Especially then. The star-shaped pimple patches are still in our bathroom drawer. Claire wears them most days. Mia wears them sometimes. I wear the knowledge that I'm going to mess up again. Different situations, different mistakes. But next time, I'll remember this: love isn't silence. It's truth, messy and difficult and necessary. And that's worth more than any amount of misguided protection. The wedding was months ago now. Sarah sends photos sometimes, her and Marcus laughing, their daughter growing too fast, life moving forward in that inevitable way. In one photo, you can see us in the background. Claire, Mia, and me. Claire's gold stars catching the light like tiny promises. Mia smiling despite her fear. Me standing between them, learning slowly but learning. We're not perfect. Our skin isn't clear. Our communication isn't flawless. But we're honest now. And that makes all the difference. Gold stars and all.